What does evil look like? Can evil come in the form of a young person? This is the true crime story of Colleen Ritzer, an amazing, caring, loving teacher who lost her life too soon to a horrific crime by one of her own students. On November 21st, 2013, according to an indictment filed, a Massachusetts teenager was accused of murdering a respected high school math teacher. He brutally raped the victim in a sequence of unspeakable acts in a horrific incident. Philip Chisholm was a 14-year-old student who was arrested and charged with the murder of Colleen Ritzer, his Danvers High School teacher, in 2013. As per Essex County prosecutors, Chisholm was charged with murder, aggravated rape, and armed robbery related to the heinous crime. So who was Colleen Ritzer? Colleen's lifelong dream was to become a teacher. She knew from a young age that she was meant to help others, and Colleen saw education as her means to do so. In 2011, she graduated from Assumption College and started working for Danvers High School while attending Salem State University for her master's degree. Colleen was known to really connect with her students and stay after school later hours to help tutor those who were struggling with the material. On October 22, 2013, she asked one of her students, Philip Chisholm, 14 years old, to stay after school to talk to her. He had just moved from Clarksville, Tennessee, and was fairly shy. Another student in the classroom that was there being tutored said that Chisholm got visibly upset when Miss Ritzer tried to start a conversation about Tennessee. When she noticed that Chisholm was disturbed, she attempted to change the topic. The exact reason as to why he got upset is unknown, but it is suspected that it triggered thoughts of his parents' divorce. In later testimony to police officials, Chisholm confessed that he was triggered when Ritzer brought up Tennessee due to his parents' divorce. Later, his mom would say in a recording to police officials that her son was capable of snapping under the recent stress of his parents' separation and that his family had a history of mental health issues. Back to October 22, 2013, just before 3 p.m., Ms. Ritzer headed to the bathroom. Minutes later, Chisholm also left the classroom. Surveillance cameras captured him walking towards the women's bathroom with his hood concealing most of his face. As he entered the bathroom, he pulled gloves over his hands and pulled out a sharp box cutter. He scared her from behind and slashed her throat 16 times before brutally raping her. Another student apparently walked in as he was finishing up the rape and putting his pants on, but they abruptly left thinking they had just seen someone changing. The school surveillance camera captured Chisholm calmly exiting the bathroom with a blood-soaked hand. 10 minutes later, he returned to the bathroom wearing a different jacket and rolling a green recycling bin. Chisholm allegedly had packed a change of clothes, a mask, and gloves in his backpack before attending school that day. Security cameras placed outside of the school showed him rolling the bin containing her body to a nearby wooded area. Police believe that she was still but barely alive during this time. He then dumps her body onto the ground, followed by shoving a tree branch in her. Then he posed her body in a sexually violent way with her shirt pulled up and her legs spread. Before leaving the scene, he left a note that said, "I hate you all." Chisholm left the scene on foot with his jeans covered in blood. He then returned home to change his bloody clothing. He went to lunch at Wendy's before watching a Woody Allen film at Hollywood Hits, a cinema not far from his Danvers home, using his teacher's credit card. Diana Chisholm, Philip's mom, contacted the police in the tiny northeastern Massachusetts town where she lives with her 3 children after failing to contact her son Philip Chisholm on the campus of Danvers High School. Then, the phone's location was tracked with the help of a cellular phone carrier ping. According to authorities, it was last located near the Hollywood Hits Theater, where he had bought a movie ticket before departing. A second ping location yielded no results. The news of his disappearance was widely disseminated via Twitter, Facebook, and other social media platforms. A Danvers police officer watched security camera footage from the high school's CCTVs the next day and created a minute-by-minute chronology of what happened after the school day on October 22nd. The call came at 6:34 p.m. on October 22nd, and it was the first in a lengthy string of contact in all style of investigation that helped solve a case that stunned the sleepy New England town of 26,000 people. The mother's frantic call was one of the first details in a police affidavit detailing the murder of Colleen Ritzer. Chisholm was found shortly after midnight walking along a highway. When police searched the backpack he was carrying, they found a bloody box cutter. He told the officers that blood came from the girl. Authorities also found Ms. Ritzer's credit card and her underwear in his possession. One of the officers then asked Chisholm if he knew where the girl was. Chisholm responded that she was in the woods. Officer then asked him if they can help her. Chisholm replied with no. Chisholm then led cops to the site where he left Colleen. When the police arrived to the scene, they found her naked from the waist down, her throat slit, and the tree branch was still inside of her. Philip Chisholm was charged with murder, aggravated rape, and armed robbery. He was charged as a juvenile for the latter offenses. However, it was decided that Chisholm would be tried as an adult for murder. There was no question he had committed these crimes. Surveillance video proved that Ritzer and Chisholm both went into the bathroom, but only one person came out alive. While awaiting his trial in 2014, Chisholm committed a horrific similar attack on another female staff member in the youth facility he was staying in. He apparently made sure he wasn't being watched by anyone when beginning his attack. As the 29-year-old woman walked into the locker room, Chisholm took his shoes off so his steps wouldn't make noise. He slammed her right up against the wall, choked, punched, and stabbed her with a pencil. The woman was saved after a staff member heard the commotion and rushed in to save her. In connection to that crime, he was charged with attempted murder by strangulation, assault with intent to murder, kidnapping, and 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. Philip originally confessed the murder with the box cutter knife to detective, but on January 9, 2015, his defense team argued in court that police never properly read his Miranda rights and continued to question him even after he had invoked his right to remain silent and his mother had asked for a lawyer. Despite claims that Philip was mentally ill and therefore not at fault for the crimes, on December 2015 he was convicted of Ritzer's rape and murder. With this, Ritzer's father, Danvers Ritzer, stated, "This guilty verdict, while the beginning of a justice for Colleen, is certainly no cause for celebration, as there can never be true justice for the crime committed." That Chisholm was later sentenced to at least 40 years in prison. Chisholm, who was 17 when he was sentenced, will be eligible for parole when he's 15 years old. As of today, Philip Chisholm sits in prison. He has not been sentenced for the separate charges he gained for attacking the staff member while in custody.